Friends, in this video we will learn some basics on colloids and we will be making some colloidal solutions better known as salts. So what is a colloid? A colloid is a heterogeneous system in which we have very fine particles of a substance dispersed in another substance. These are called the dispersed phase and the dispersion medium respectively. Since the particles have larger molecular size, their mixing does not form a homogeneous solution. Colloidal particles are larger in size in order to form a homogeneous solution but small enough to remain suspended in solution. Depending upon the nature of interaction between the dispersed phase and the dispersion medium, colloidal salts are divided into lyophilic and lyophobic colloids. Lyophilic colloids are much more stable than lyophobic colloids because of their increased affinity between the particles. In this video we will be making lyophobic and lyophilic colloids. First of all, let us make ferric hydroxide salt, which is a lyophobic colloid. For that, we have taken 2 grams of anhydrous iron 3 chloride and 100 ml of distilled water, and we dissolve the iron chloride in the distilled water. Stir it up with the help of the glass stirring rod. Now we take another 100 milliliters of distilled water in an Erlenmeyer flask and boil it. Then we dropwise add the iron 3 chloride solution which we just prepared into it. What's happening here is that iron 2 chloride is getting hydrolyzed to form iron 3 hydroxide. Continue adding the iron 3 chloride solution dropwise until a deep brown color is formed, and here we have the ferric hydroxide salt. Now let us make another lyophobic colloid, that is arsenic trisulfide salt. For that we take 0.2 grams of arsenic trioxide. Be very careful as arsenic compounds are toxic. We then add it into 100 milliliters of boiling distilled water and stir it up well with the help of a glass stirring rod. The solubility of arsenic trioxide is more in hot water. Next we will be filtering the solution to remove any undissolved particles. I am using a gravity filtration method and that will be sufficient as there aren't much particles to clog the filter paper and block the filtration. After filtering the solution, we will pass hydrogen sulfide gas through the solution. You can immediately see that the solution is turning yellow. In between the addition of hydrogen sulfide, use the glass stirring rod to mix it up well. What's happening here is arsenic trioxide reacts with hydrogen sulfide forming arsenic trisulfide. And here we have the salt of arsenic trisulfide. Now we will heat the solution to remove excess of hydrogen sulfide gas dissolved in the water. Now let us learn something regarding the stability of colloids. They are affected by 2 factors. One is the solvation of colloidal particles in dispersion medium and another is the charge on the colloidal particles. Lyophilic colloids have both these factors, so they are more stable than lyophobic colloids. Lyophobic colloids are stable only due to the charge. They tend to dissociate very easily by addition of an electrolyte or even on standing for a longer period of time. Here you can see arsenic trisulfide has already dissociated within 5 to 10 minutes, and in the next clip you can see that ferric hydroxide also dissociated and the suspended particles have settled down in the bottom of the Erlenmeyer flask, which on swirling again formed the suspension. Now let us prepare starch salt, which is a lyophilic colloid. This is actually a very easy preparation. Just boil down 100 milliliters of distilled water and add 0.5 grams of solid starch into it. Continue boiling the solution until all the starch particles get dispersed in the solution and its solution forms a opalescent. And finally we have the starch salt. Now let us prepare the egg albumin salt. I have separated out white of the egg in an Erlenmeyer flask here. Now I make 5% weight by volume sodium chloride solution by adding 5 grams of sodium chloride into 100 milliliters of distilled water in the beaker. Electrolytes help to stabilize the salt, but avoid adding too much of electrolytes as it can coagulate the proteins. Also, don't warm the water as it can cause the coagulation. Now we add this electrolyte solution into the egg albumin with stirring. Finally, we filter the solution to obtain the egg albumin as the filtrate. You can use a suction filtration, that is the vacuum filtration if you have one, because the gravity filtration method is going to take forever because the particles are very fine and the filter paper will be clogged by the particles. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon supporters who have financially supported me so that I could get the materials required for doing all these experiments, including this one. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you loved the contents of this video, do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell button so that you will get notified about my new videos.